Welcome back to Living Golf from Mexico. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, it does get a bit warm here from time to time, but at the Palmilla Golf Club, they've taken care of that. Would you believe that every golf cart is now installed with 2 portable air conditioning units, and it's really rather very effective. It's very simple as well, as most inventions usually are. Big block of ice goes in here, there's a fan at the back, it comes out here, and the job's a good one. Don't you just wish you'd thought of something like that? The guy is going to make himself an absolute fortune. Anyway, it just goes to show you that there's always new inventions out on the market, and golf is no exception. Our resident pro, Chris Meadows, has been taking a look at the latest examples on the market.
With most golfers shooting around about 90 as their average score, often around 40 of those strokes can take place here on the putting green. Well, what I've got with me today is the SAM putting device, a unique piece of putting analysis kit that some of the top pros are using, and the inventors are actually claiming it can help you break 30 putts. Let's give it a go. Okay, now Sean's wired me up. I'm all ready to go. What have I got here? Well, I've got a battery pack going to a sender. That's sending a signal to the receiver over here of exactly how my putter's moving back and forth, and that's all going into the computer. I must admit I'm a little bit worried right now because this is the real truth of my putting stroke. They're actually going to record my signature. My putting stroke is going to be in there forevermore. And oh my God, it's going to be compared to Tiger Woods. Okay, Nick, this is the moment of the truth. Tell me, how is my stroke?
Well, we've gathered the data as we've seen, and what we can do is that this system will allow us to look at your putting stroke, all the little minutiae, every different direction. And it puts it onto different screens on the computer, so that the first one that we can see...
You're looking at face alignment
That's
here?
right, this is how you're aiming, and it shows your aiming is fantastic, unbelievable. Coming into impact though, it's showing that you may be closing a little bit,
okay.
And that might be because the ball position's in the wrong place. It could be for a number of things, but if we cross-reference this screen with the other screens that we've got, this is your actual stroke path, and it shows that you're coming slightly from the inside towards the out,
okay.
And that might be the reason why you're closing the face a little bit. If you look down here, we can look at your timing, and on this screen here, what we find is your impact timing is absolutely exceptional.
Looking at all of this information, I mean, how do I actually compare to Tiger?
Well, an interesting point is you've both got fantastic timing. Where Tiger is absolutely exceptional is that, albeit there is a lot of rotation in our putting stroke, Tiger has this ability to be able to bring the putter back to square impact, and that is absolutely critical in the putting stroke. We know that a lot of good top players, they vary the way that they bring the club into the ball at impact, and they change the rotation. But it's all about being consistent.
What we were saying outside there, every player really has their own signature.
Exactly, yes.
And this is my signature.
Yeah.
And really, the purpose of this machine, really, the Science and Motion golf machine, is to actually help me establish consistency.
Exactly.
It's help me repeat my stroke.
It measures where you're strongest, where your consistency is, where effectively your signature is, and it allows us then to build remedies around that.
Nick, I think I'm ready to take on Tiger.
Go for it.
Well, so that's putting sorted, but what about our full swing? Well, little gadget here called the swing scope. Around about $100, so it's not going to break the bank. What does it do? Keeps our swing nice and stable. You know, when I'm coaching, I see so many golfers move this way, and you can hear as I move that way, if I actually move my hips laterally to the right here, I actually get a nice little beep. It's giving me some feedback. I can understand what's going on, and that helps me then, when I swing correctly, understand that I'm actually staying more centered. I can feel more stability in my backswing. Stability in the backswing, what does it give you? Well, quite simply, the ability to return the club face square to the ball, hit the ball down the target. I'd recommend this little gadget, nice and simple and cheap.
Okay, it's time for a change of scene now, change of clothing as well. I'm all golfed out for this trip, but there's plenty more you can do in Mexico, and if you don't mind blowing more than $3,000 in a day, you can have a lot of fun. Having spent pretty much my whole time at Palmilla with a view of the sea, I decided it was time for a much closer inspection. Both the Sea of Cortez and the Pacific Ocean are on the doorstep, and the resort's captain took me for a quick tour of the sites. Where are you going to take us today?
To the arch.
Is the arch the most famous thing in the area?
The arch is the face of the Los Cabos.
Having paid over $3,000 for a day's hire, you decide how to spend your time. Deep sea fishing and diving are of course options, but after a busy trip I was frankly happy just to take in the view. Just a few minutes from the harbour you'll find the striking Land's End rock formations with a pristine beach right around the corner. And since we hired the Sunseeker for the day, there's really no hurry to go back anytime soon. And that's all we've got time for on this month's edition of Living Golf from Mexico. I hope you've enjoyed the show at least half as much as I have. I'll be honest with you, I'm in absolutely no hurry to go home. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.